I grew up in Birmingham, Alabama, a city that was segregated by custom and by law. And whenever those laws or customs were broken, there was swift retaliation. That retaliation came in the form of bombings, of fires, and other types of violence. My first introduction to segregation came when my grandmother was brought to Birmingham to a hospital, a local hospital, and she was denied entry to the hospital. Black people were not admitted to hospitals, so she was placed in the basement of that hospital. My parents came to me and asked if I would sit with my grandmother, and I did. I sat with her every day until she passed away. It took about 2 weeks for her to die, but she was 54 years old and a first grade teacher. We never quite knew why she died. That was my initial introduction to segregation. At that point, it became personal. After the death of my grandmother, I became more aware of trying to make a difference, not only in the things I did, but the things around Birmingham. My next experience with what that meant, however, would come with the bombing of the church, the 16th Street Baptist Church. On September 15th, 1963, someone planted a bomb under the steps of the church on the outside. And at 10:22, that bomb exploded, killing 4 of my girlfriends. You know, I had a tremendous struggle with depression. When I moved away from Birmingham, it took me almost 20 years to feel normal and to relate to people and just feel like I could do simple things like going to the beach, you know. But once I did, I began to understand that it is difficult to correct a problem if you don't admit that there's a problem. And I think the beginning of any problems that we might have involves our being able to communicate with each other. You know, we don't have to love someone to communicate with them. We don't have to hate them to communicate with them. But if we can just learn to communicate in love. As believers, this is what we've been instructed to do. This is, God has given us a roadmap, I believe. The Bible tells us how to treat each other, how to relate to each other from the beginning to the end. We've seen the things that work and we've seen the things that don't work. So part of that reconciliation is taking the time to talk, to get to know each other and to understand where the pain occurred, where the hurt occurred. I don't think forgiveness is an option. Love and forgiveness are 2 of the fundamental tenets of Christianity. God in His love, right, sent His Son, Jesus, to pay the price for the sins that we had. This is the ultimate love, the perfect sacrifice. He sent the Son so that we didn't have to pay that price. And it's only because of that example that we get some idea of what love really is. Love sacrifices, love gives. As believers, God expects us to be family, to treat each other as family. When we are family, we love, we forgive, we pray for family. You know, we reconcile to each other because we are family. And so what Paul is stressing here is the unity of the faith. We have to treat each other in the same manner as we would family members. This is how we all become one body. This is how we become the church.